And we're live.
We're live. Good morning. Welcome to Waffle Time. I'm Mitto. This is Jay. And this is some time where we talk about
Waffles.
RC cars and stuff.
We should probably actually do like a secondary show where we cook waffles.
I can imagine that would be more popular than our regular show.
For sure.
Because everybody likes waffles.
Everybody likes waffles.
Have you met someone that doesn't like waffles?
No, never.
You know the waffles I don't like? It is waffle time. We might as well go off topic. You get those packet waffles, and they're not really waffles, like those hard things.
Oh yeah, they're like more like a biscuit kind of thing.
Yeah, they're gross, man. I don't like those. I hate when you go into a restaurant, you order like waffles and ice cream or something, and they give you one of those, and it's like, what the hell is that?
Yeah,
I'm expecting a nice, fluffy, fresh
from an iron. It's got to be done anyway.
But then I lived in Holland and used to have waffles in Belgium waffles.
I'll be honest. American waffles are still the best waffles.
Because I can't remember them because it's been so long since I've been there. I'm due to go over there and watch Formula D.
Ooh, shots fired.
So anyway, now that we're done with a little bit of waffling, we're going to waffle some more about other stuff. We've recently had the retro Toyota gathering.
Yep.
Down here. With the Corolla Brotherhood.
Yeah, that was last Saturday.
Corolla.
It was, Ace Fun, Ace Barbecue.
Got that on there.
Lots of Corollas. Lots of cool stickers.
Okay, so we're going to tell people what we're going to talk about first. Getting carried away.
Carry on.
So yeah, we're going to talk about that. It's also our competition this weekend.
While you do that then.
So we're going to talk about our competition, what we've got coming up in CS class. Well, four-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive, or CS and rear-wheel, whatever. MST have also magicked up another chassis, which is some kind of rally car. We've got a wheel update. We're going to let you know how we're getting on with these new selectable offset wheels. So, yeah, I'll just throw them around there. And we've got some other bits and bobs coming in stock we're going to tell you about. So you know what you can get here. We have things. Are you buzzing already? Is that questions coming in?
No. That's just text messages. But I'm trying to find something.
We're live, man.
I know.
We don't do text when we're
They're
live.
buzzing. I'm not looking at the text.
Whatever. Anyway, so what would you like to talk about first? Text.
I'm going to say, let's go with the Corolla Brotherhood.
Let's go with the Corolla. First
thing is, it's past tense.
It is. It was last weekend. It's pretty awesome. We had a bunch of Corollas here. I'd say... they weren't all there at one time, but in total, how many Corollas do you think we had? Like 25, maybe?
25, 30. There was quite a lot that came and went. There was quite a few that were there for the morning and left early afternoon.
I can tell you this. I know there's not that many more Corollas out there.
No.
That's the most Corollas I've seen in one place in the UK. It's not like Ireland, where it's like, we're having a Corolla meet and 150 of them turn up.
Yeah, no. It's quite hard to organise Corolla people these days. And
that's because most of the cars are broken.
Well, most of them are long-term projects.
They're all long-term. That's not in doubt.
They're ongoing projects, but I think it was pretty awesome. There were some super cool cars. Wicked RA Celica, which was very cool.
That was very cool.
I've not seen a Celica on the road in a long time.
Incidentally, another one of our shop friends came down Wednesday evening. Has just picked up an RX-3.
Yeah, who's that?
That we'll be boogling about. There's only one person, that have one of those.
Is that Brad?
I'm not at liberty to discuss that information currently, but there's an RX-3 going to be pretty badass out there, and I'm excited about it. Anyway, so Corolla meet was good. It was good to see that I was the only person that didn't clean their Corolla before bringing it to a Corolla meeting.
Yeah.
Door's just gone. That is very likely to be a manifold.
Very likely to not be a manifold.
Or a build for a manifold. Do you want to check that?
Yeah. Barbecue. I'll go and take care of this.
Oh, brilliant. Wonderful. That is not manifold.
That's stock.
Oh, that's good too.
That is somewhere.
That's also good. Anyway, sorry for the intrusion. So, yeah, it was good.
Amazing
car
weather.
For me
was good.
Jamie Cave's car. That was the bomb.
Which one was that?
It was the cake coloured car. We've now decided that beige is actually cake.
Yeah.
So when you refer to that colour, it's just cake. It's not the colour of cake. It's just cake. There's no other.
It was cool.
Around that.
Not entirely to my style, but it was super cool.
Had FCRs.
Yeah, that's not such a
It
good
was
thing.
low. It was a stupid color, and it was a coupe. That's pretty much
Long front end though, man.
Yeah, but that's easy to change. It's easy to change from a Torano to a.
I still like Rob's car, even though it was lacking.
Black Betty.
Yeah, it was lacking.
That is one famous car.
It was missing engine, gearbox, diff, maybe.
No, because I'd say the diff was in there because it had the axle.
Well, yeah, I just know he's changing a lot on the car.
You wouldn't take the diff out to push it round.
Point, but
it wouldn't make any sense.
It was still pretty awesome to have it here.
Yeah,
and I've not seen that car in quite a few years. It's quite different.
His engine is out again.
Yep. With major rebuilds going on.
Yeah, he spent a lot of money. 10,000 RPM plus.
Yep.
20 valve. Booyah.
Very fast hill climb car.
Yep. So that was there. That's immaculate. It makes me inspired to make my car less ropey. I think currently my car is the actual definition of missile. As in, it's got all the suspension gear.
It's the word that should never be used, man.
Yeah, I'm allowed though, because it's a true missile.
No, but it's still the wrong word.
Why?
It's just a car.
It's a missile car.
It's not a missile. Missiles
missile.
Explode, and missiles like blow stuff up.
I'm blowing up the spot.
Yeah, no, it's just not a word that's allowed in my vocabulary.
I've been watching freestyle hip hop battles, so I may occasionally.
Have you been watching lots of American drift videos as well with all the missile talk?
No, I've been watching a dude called Shotty Horror, and he's well funny. He's a Mancunian rapper, which is pretty good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, now we're miles away from where we were. So yeah, anyway, it was awesome.
Yeah, it's good fun. And we also had a whole bunch of guys in here drifting. It's kind of funny because obviously we forget the drifting, the RC drifting side of things because this happens every Saturday.
It's a day job.
So yeah,
it was fun. Full in here all day. It was rammed outside.
Barbecue was mighty tasty from good old Sergeants.
Yeah. And we want to thank everybody for coming down and actually showing support and getting involved and doing that good stuff. It was
taking the time and effort to paint Corolla bodies.
Yeah, there were a lot of Corolla bodies.
There was.
So
it was indeed.
That all went down very well, and some sick drifting happened.
Yeah.
And some sick hard parking happened.
And it was quite cool because we got a lot of non-RC guys running on my chassis in particular.
Yeah, and we had the rental.
We had the rental going. The LaFerrari, which is incidentally is the world's strongest body shell. You will never break that body shell. It takes all the abuse in the world and is still rock solid.
Like first, you were like, "This is going to get annihilated," and
yeah, but like,
it's
I don't know if it's possible to even show this on camera. Pull it back up with it. Like, it is rock solid, and it's like it takes actual effort to make it flex. The only thing,
Tamia quality,
I literally cannot flex without a lot of force. The only thing with that body is, I think one day it's just going to.
Man.
I know. I think it's just going to explode, or it's going to go through the wall or something.
I'd say it's more likely to go through the wall.
I've never known a body as strong as that.
Bloody hell!
I thought you were going to just kill it in one go. Then
it took a lot of force, though, didn't it?
Yeah. Let's do a comparison with. I don't know.
Jeez, I'm surprised with that.
That's a fairly strong body shell, being a rack-up Corolla.
This isn't ours, so we shouldn't. Yeah, but like no effort. I don't want to put marks or creases in.
No, the Ferrari is
like the front lips is ball.
Yeah, the Ferrari is ridiculous. So if you want a strong body, get a LaFerrari from Tamia.
From Tammy. Ferrari La Tammy. Yeah, so we went off track, but we might as well drop in something else about Tamiya's since we veered off that direction.
Well, let's just finish with the Corolla meet.
Oh, yeah, we should do.
We still have a load of stickers that Chafe and the Corolla meet has left us. They are available only in store, but if you really need somebody not from here, you can send us PayPal or something like that and we can work it out. But essentially, all the money for these goes straight to the air ambulance, so they are entirely supporting the charity, which has raised a fair bit of money already.
£293 last year.
Yeah, but I think we're a good chunk into that already this year. From those sticker sales.
We are, good.
Yeah. But they're basically, all three of those will cost you £6. So it's pretty cheap, really, and they're very good quality.
How are people going to get them internationally?
If you really want them, send us an email and we'll work it out. because it kind of needs to not go through the business because it's charity.
No, it's charity.
Yeah, and it's quite awkward for us, but I can sort it out privately. If somebody wants to PayPal me the money, I'll put the money in the pot.
So everybody contact Jay. That'll be fine. So yeah, Brotherhood meeting 86 thing was good.
Yep. Looking forward to next year.
We definitely need to do that again.
Yeah.
Next year, I will have a car that isn't covered in crap and different colours.
Next year, I'll have a car that I don't have to park up in the corner.
You gonna get a Corolla?
Maybe. We'll work it out.
You gonna get a Corolla?
Well, if I can find one that's cheap.
Yeah, Jay's been corrupted again.
Yeah, we'll work it out.
Yeah. So after that, we now have our competition weekend.
Yep.
Down here at Seoul.
That's this weekend, round 4.
Round 4.
Yep.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, man.
Usual story.
We have 4-wheel drive tomorrow and rear-wheel drive on Sunday. And prizes are decided at 1 o'clock today.
I am definitely noticing a improvement in the points, because our tracks now, we have them down for 2 months instead of a month, and people are really getting to grips with the track. Yeah. And rather than just understanding one line, people are starting to understand multiple lines.
They get the time to try them all.
Yeah, exactly. But this current circuit, like, I would absolutely love for this to stay for another 2 months. I am loving this circuit. How the hell we're going to come up with something that's more fun than this, I don't know. It's
going to be a good challenge for next week.
Yeah, I've got some ideas.
I've got an idea, and it'll either be amazing or terrible. Need to run it.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine looks like this. I'm just gonna jot this down right here.
Let's see.
Something like that. See?
Depends how it runs. That bit there will be
anti-clockwise.
Maybe.
Me.
I think that'd be more fun the other way.
Oh, really?
We'll see. Yeah. Anyway, we'll work it out.
Technically, they're all reversal. Will you run this in reverse?
Yes.
It's bloody awful.
Yeah. let's move on because people can't see what we're talking about.
I know, we just drawing squiggles on a page. But yeah, we got a few entered for both classes.
Yep. There will be a lot more turning up on the day.
Yeah,
without a doubt. I know.
However, if you are thinking of coming and doing the comp, book in before 1 o'clock today, because it means we can increase the prize fund, because we have to pre-allocate the prizes because there's not enough hours in the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, pre-book, and you basically make it better for everybody by doing so. Yeah.
It also gives us a better idea of how many people are going to be here and our staffing requirements and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Okay. So yeah. Anything else to add about the comp? That's it, really. Standard format.
Really. Standard format. We've got, well, there may be some technical improvements to our IT system for this weekend, but we won't announce those yet because I've got to test them.
If we can make that work, that'd be brilliant. I was going to mention, actually, other things we've done at the circuit. If you're a regular down here, you can come up and look on the wall. I've now redone effectively what was the 10-step guide, which is now a 12-step guide.
Yeah.
Just to add in a couple of additional points that Mizunaga made when he put it together. And it's a very useful tool for setting up. So if you're struggling with your setup, you can go and read that setup guide, go back to basics, and head in the right direction again. It is super useful, and I refer to it quite a lot. Yeah,
and we send people that way.
Yeah,
constantly.
Yes,
that is the best way for us to for people to progress through their setup, essentially. Having a bit of structure and
I think I'm due a complete restart on the.
I think I'm going to do that with my 4-wheel drive chassis fairly soon. Just start from square one and see how we go. Yeah,
go again.
It's either going to be with the RMX if we keep one of them, or with the Triple X.
You have too many chassis still.
I know. I need to sell some.
Okay, speaking of chassis, there is a new one that I don't know anything about.
Which is why I've just got it open on my phone.
Yeah, the MST have made
Triple X Rally.
So we now have a crawler.
Scroll right.
And a rally car.
Yep. The rally car to me looks just like the Triple XR. But with rally tyres. Scroll, man. Scroll.
I think the arms are different, are they?
I haven't looked in that much detail. That's not a.
That's on that one. I'm pretty sure the arms are different and the hubs, the scrub radius is different.
No. The scrub radius could be different. Let's have a look. Do a comparison.
It seems like it has more droop. What the hell are you dropping?
They're the same. It's suspension setting, but it's got no dampers on, dude, in that photo.
No, it's different arm. Look, see how that protrudes out? There, that's different.
Well, okay.
But
essentially, it's very similar. A few slight tweaks. I was going to say, keep scrolling, man.
Ooh,
Comes with rally tyres and comes with a rally body.
Subaru.
So that's kind of good.
Ooh, I don't know how it works your phone. That looks interesting. I like the tyres because they look pretty.
Yeah, they look pretty cool.
I do like the tyres that are on the Triple XR as well because
Yep.
they're Radio 8s, which is one of my favourite tyres. I think MST are going in some crazy directions.
I think that is. I wouldn't describe it as crazy. I think. Show you that. It makes perfect sense for business.
Cake. Yeah, man. All right, Bubsy.
And below.
Say hello to me. Hi, me.
Yeah, I think it makes perfect sense. At the end of the day, drifting is a very small market. In fact, it's tiny in the grand scheme of things. It's probably the smallest discipline of RC there is.
Yeah.
You know, if you're looking at quadcopters, you look at helicopters, you look at everything else. They're all massive compared to drifting.
Does this mean if we start selling crawlers and rally cars that we might actually make a decent living?
That would be nice.
We won't be
very nice.
gypsies anymore.
That would be very nice.
Actually, I shouldn't say that. That's mean to gypsies. Gypsies have a wonderful life because they can go anywhere at any time they like, and I would like to be able to do that.
Anyway,
that'd be nice.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think these are a couple of little dips to see how they,
Get on.
see how they get on. See if people take to them with crawlers. See if they.
We
sell
need to
more
order
of
a
the
crawler
RTOs.
in,
Well,
so I can butcher the rear axle
Taj wants one bad.
to make a Corolla.
Taj wants one really bad. He's bugging me already, and it's like they're not available. They can't get you one if they're not available.
Do they even exist?
No, not yet. No, it's just CAD renderings.
Is that rear axle going to be aluminium?
That rear axle would not go on a drift chassis currently.
What width are they?
Many's.
Many's. I definitely want to try that if it's possible. Okay, so we've got those things happening, which are currently up in the air. We don't know a lot
the
about.
rally car. I don't have a launch date, but it won't be that long. There's not many new parts to come up with to get it on. The crawler will take a while because everything is new, so everything has to be manufactured. The Triple X Rally essentially has maybe a couple of different arms and stuff that they need to get in, some new tires.
Well, the Triple XR Rally is pictures of the Rally chassis, so that's effectively that should be ready.
Yeah, it'll be a pre-production version.
Yeah.
Where they just test it, and that's hence the reason there's a photo of it out being tested. But they'll once it's been approved, then it won't take long.
How long till we get one and convert it into a drift car?
I won't waste my time because we already have the Triple XS and the Triple XR.
I know we should just have the range stuck on the wall.
Yeah,
all the way through the history of the Triple X.
Yeah,
it's quite a history now.
It is.
Okay,
variations.
That's kind of run its course. We are still running the MST selectable offset wheels.
Yep.
Shazam. Here's the wheels. Interesting point. I crashed super bad the other day. It's not often that I crash super bad, but I crashed real bad. To be fair, I was trying something stupid on our track and drifting through. We have like a little tiny cut through, and I was doing a flick through the cut through because that seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah.
And I hit my car so hard. And what actually happened is with these selectable offset wheels is that I hit it hard enough that it basically pushed the center through the wheel. Now,
well, the barrel off the rail.
But
I guess.
Yeah, so basically the hub was on, and this was like up the inside. It didn't push out completely. However, that stopped because my chassis is all aluminium and steel pins, and it stopped any other damage happening. So it was kind of like.
And how long did it take you to repair?
Like 2 minutes. To be fair, I just linked another wheel on, but like, I don't know, there's the offset. Yeah, it's repaired. It's good to go.
And there's not even that much of a mark on the rim, is there?
There's
a couple of little nicks, but then probably just from running tight with other people and rubbing on the wheels.
I couldn't tell you where the main impact was. It's probably that big, probably that there, that chip out.
Mm.
Yeah, I properly walloped that. So yeah, another benefit to them for me is that you can hit stuff and the wheels are kind of forgive.
Yeah,
because the rim hits first.
I'm still haven't even glued mine on rear wheel drive. I'm not generating loads enough to.
You need to glue them on 4-wheel drive, just because of the additional torque and because your speed's high, you generally tend to bump stuff.
They're more loaded as well, yeah.
Yeah, so definitely, I'd say do that on 4-wheel drive, but rear-wheel drive not really an issue. Yeah, I'm happy with them.
Yeah, me too.
What I need to try next is see if the barrels will work when they're there.
Yeah, they will.
For the mega dish. Think they will?
Yeah, 100%.
I suppose if you just drop glue in all the way around, that is never going to move, is it?
No. As long as it's in straight, that's the key.
What offset do you think that is? Let's have a look. So if
I can
that's
probably tell you. If that's
9,
that's 9. It's not far off. It's probably 9. 11. 10, 11.
I'd say 12, you know.
Possibly.
God, that dish is massive.
It's pretty big on 9, though, to be fair.
Look at
that. Should we try the technical camera switch thing that we're going to try?
We can try it. Is this where you make the whole thing crack itself?
This might be where we kill everything.
Right, we've got a new thing. We're going to try it out. We're a bit out of sorts this morning because...
oh, yeah, we basically... the way this is all set up has changed.
Right,
you need to put it up here so the light's better. And let's see if this will work without killing the entire stream. This is a gamble. It's a big gamble.
This works. Holy crap, it works. There you go. So there's
put the wheel flat.
I'm trying
like that.
Oh yeah, there you go. There's the dish. So that's 9, and that's possibly 12.
That's just big.
And then look at what! Oh my god, this is awesome. I feel like I'm.
Oh, I put the.
I feel like a gynecologist.
You just reminded me. I did put the.
It took a minute.
I put the XXX aluminium ball diff in the back of the RMX this week. RRX even.
Oh, in the back.
Yeah.
We can see that now.
Yes, you can.
Dude, I can see that better with the camera than I can with my eyes.
It's because your eye isn't right up against it.
Yeah, look. Wow. This is amazing.
I shouldn't have given you this. You have to kind of give it a second to. Should do. I think you need to give it a second to autofocus as well when you do it.
Look at this. There is the poshness of the RRX.
With the IFS. And all of the upgrades.
That's so awesome. And then what I'll show you, just because we're here and we can see detail. Look at this, the Jagan made.
Yeah, man. 2J.
2J. Completely wrong engine for the car, but it's got an interior and everything.
Check out the wheels, man.
Super badass.
I think you're going to have to keep doing that while I go and sort this.
I'm good, man.
You have to remember that people are...
I wonder if they can hear us. Jay's, I'm hoping that's a big box and manifold in it. And here's my Corolla. Super close.
Mitto.
Oh, man. Is that really there? That's what's happening right. This thing's amazing. I like this.
It's just a webcam, man.
What am I meant to do with that?
Leave it for now.
That is literally almost at the ceiling. Dude, I can't leave it. I have to show people what's in it.
All right,
do you know what we should do? We should do this. Is on my hat now.
Oh, God damn it.
This is like head cam.
Hang on.
This is what it's like to be me in Waffle Time.
Wait. Look at me. I've got to Instagram this. You massive retard. There we go.
Okay. So basically, when we're doing Waffle Time, that's you lot there on that camera. and then that's what we end up watching, which is watching ourselves. This is weird. If I film into the screen, will it create like a loop in time and we'll never leave Waffle Time?
Let's see.
Whoa, it does!
It's a bit fucking trippy, that is.
Jesus Christ, man.
Right, take that. I've got to swap the cameras back.
Right, okay.
Because this is
That
getting
was
silly. Just put it on your body.
I'll do a selfie pose. How do I do that? Like that.
Let's just get rid of it straight away.
That face.
No, you just look like an idiot.
This is amazing. Look, this is your eyeballs, everybody, or mine, or whoever. Oh man,
We've just lost a bunch of viewers.
what did we actually?
Oh well.
I wonder if we made anyone sick. If anyone got sick or nauseous, unlucky. Okay, so moving on from that stupidity, we've got Overdose stock coming in. That's on the way.
We've got a lot of cool stuff coming from Overdose in the next few weeks, months.
We've got gearbox cases. Where are my gearbox cases?
They should be here in the next day or so, actually. Well, probably early next week if they don't turn up today. But we've got, we've also got, what else is coming? The new wire clamps, which is quite cool.
Yeah,
a whole bunch of other spares and stuff.
And those
sticker sets for the team bodies.
crazy rear arms.
The rear arms.
They're going to be interesting.
We've also pre-ordered a whole bunch of the Accuvance Overdose collaboration motors.
Yeah.
Which I'm looking forward to running. I actually think in the RRX it might be a bit of a key, because on the RRX, this is actually where I need the other camera, but I'm not going to get it back because Mitto will waste time again. I probably should actually, because this is going to show it a lot easier. Where are we? So,
well, you're far from that. I opened that box and show everyone.
No, just wait. So on the RRX, basically, because of this motor heatsink, you end up with half the motor covered. Yeah. Which covers some holes on the dual BS. Yeah. You have some in the end, which you probably can't see because of the light in here. But if I do this, you might be able to. So there's some holes in the end of the motor, and there's some vents here as well. But basically, the end of the Accuvance motor, the Overdose motor, is all open. So I think it might actually end up being a lot better than. And
is it for additional cooling, or is it
for cooling? It probably will have a very different sound as well.
I watched a funny video the other day from Hicotech, and running their Bianca chassis, which was pretty crazy. But the dude at Hicotech is running a massive rubber fan on his pinion gear.
Massive rubber fan.
Like the fan is wider than the motor. So basically when he drives, it goes like it sounds properly bananas.
That's crazy.
But yeah, that was super interesting.
Might try that.
The big rubber fan.
Yeah.
It was interesting, all right. I still want to. There is some part of my brain that says something to do with a fan and, like, you know, two fans working against each other is how to make the wastegate noise that once emerged out of my car. Remember that? I need to make that happen.
I think that was probably just metal destroying something somewhere in the drivetrain.
Yeah, but if we can make
it just happened to fall in the right way, where the pin scraped the right bit on the right, just as you lifted off, so there was no other noise.
Literally, my chassis made a wastegate, sort of like a turbine stall noise.
Yeah.
So as I backed off the throttle, it went. It was like, whoa! How did I do that? I've got no idea.
It never happened ever again.
No, no, it happened once, but it wasn't as substantial.
Yeah, it wasn't the same.
But when it did it the first time, the interesting point was that my car was airborne.
Yeah.
That's another story. So anyway, that's the Overdose and Hicotech thing. We've got Tamia stock in. We've got ass ton of paint. We've just got all of the paint now.
We have literally all of the Tamia paint, the PS paint in stock. We have a whole load spare as well, so we should have enough for a long time.
Yep. We've got some Tamia bodies.
Got some Tamia bodies. We say this every time, and that one you're holding there may be mine by the end of today.
This is Tamia R32 Gtr.
Yeah.
Super good body.
It's an awesome body. I just wish it was a little bit wider.
This is the problem with Tamia.
Just another 4 mil.
Tamia stuff was wider. I literally wouldn't use anything else because they just do the cool stuff. R32 GTR. Yep. All you need to do is paint it red, slam it, and you've got the Drift Tengoku car. That's badass. Like, why wouldn't you want that? Another one, Porsche GT3 Cup. That is a 2007, the VIP Cup. So, you know, if you have a VIP chassis, you want a VIP body. That makes sense.
Well, show yours. You've run one of them before.
I was going to say, here's one I made earlier. It did have wide fenders on it and stuff, but that, you know, the detail in the headlights and the taillights and the body itself, and it's, you know, it's a pretty strong body. Like, it's pretty cool.
You used to run big over fenders on that.
I did. I had over fenders on it, and that actually has
big arches.
Euro side skirts on it.
Does it?
Yeah.
The hell were they from?
S13.
Oh.
Or maybe S14. Can't remember. Well, they're a weird shape, aren't they? Why did he do that? Was I drunk? So, yeah, super good body. If anyone's wondering about that color, because it's quite a nice sort of metallic
candy red.
It is my secret special super weapon technique to doing candy. Can you remember what it is? The technique? Translucent red, and then anodized aluminium champagne gold, and you end up with super kind of like, it looks like an actual candy instead of an RC candy.
Yeah,
I just broke it more. I broke it where it was already broken.
I wonder what you'd do if you made that body now with your extra 3 years of experience of building bodies.
I'd just build a Corolla instead.
But I mean, in terms of detail, like, I'm sure there's more stuff you can do to make that even better.
Oh god, yeah, like tons. But you know, like you could actually paint all the vents and put indicators in it properly, and
yeah,
you know, I really need to spend time and make something that's super detailed.
Yeah.
So I've still got that Tamia fiber optic wire and stuff like that.
I was planning on using that in the GT86.
That'd work.
Make the Valenti rear lights. That's the plan.
Yeah, man.
But I don't know whether it'll bend that sharp without cracking. So I've got to do some testing.
Probably will.
Got to do some testing. It should be good.
So that's all that stuff in. Other new stuff that happened is one of our customers, Carl Bolt Eastman, regular WRCC, which is
semi-regular here now as well.
High Wycombe guys, yeah, semi-regular here now. Made this for us. Can you just put that down there? So it's like a flyover sort of scaffolding for
That's gantry.
a gantry, yeah, basically. So that was super good. He turned up, he goes, oh, look what I've made. I was like, wow, that's super cool. We can definitely like use that and do something with it. So what he's done is turned up the other week with one that we can actually hang over the racetrack. I'll show you part of it because it's still in bits. I've got to put it together. So that sits on the track and that becomes your start gantry, which is super massive. And he's flat packed it. It's all cut out of pretty solid card.
Yeah,
got the
we're going to paint this.
all the brace parts. Yeah, we could paint it. All the leg parts, all the braces to go in the middle. So thank you very much, Carl Bolt Eastman. That is super good of you. And we are stoked on that.
Yeah, man. What was that? Did you say it's has that been cut?
I think he works somewhere that does
We probably shouldn't mention this because we're probably going to get him sacked.
some sort of cutting stuff. I've forgotten what it's called.
That's helpful.
Well, it's definitely not water jet because it's card, and it's not going to be laser cut because it's
Could be laser.
card. No, it just tear it apart.
Nice.
Laser cutting, it's fully gnarly, man. I would just say that's a very, very high end, like sort of die printer, die cutter thing.
I've got no idea.
Anyway,
We'll find out.
it's cool and we appreciate it. And
Yeah,
thank
man.
you very much. And if anyone else has any cool scale objects that we can pilfer and add to the track, we would be more than appreciative of that. Okay, we got questions at this point.
Yeah, man. We've got questions all over the place, so I'm going to try not to forget any
Okay,
because it's quite hard when they're literally in 10 different locations. But okay.
I'm going to say hi to Ula Christian Blix just because I said that. Sitting here and just going, Ula doesn't do enough.
Okay, Stephen's asked, what springs would you recommend to run with the aluminium dampers on my MSO1D? They came with gold marked ones, which I'm running all round, but I think I could make some improvements.
Which Stephen?
Stephen Hines.
Stephen Hines. Hello.
Um,
There is no one straight answer to that question.
the big bit of information you've left off there is what surface you're running on.
Yep.
I believe he runs on carpet.
If it's running on carpet,
I'm going to
it
say
depends on the grip of the carpet as well.
Yeah, if it's basically the 32 mil springs range is where I'd be looking.
Yeah, just
possibly
kind
the
of slow
31s
things down a little bit.
But they're easy to use, easy to set up, and basically whichever ones you get, it'll be an improvement, and
yeah,
you know, you can really make.
However,
a huge improvement.
for further clarification on that point, drop us in an email, give us a call, and we can try and offer some more specific advice for that question.
Yeah. Next part to his question is really easy to answer for us. He said, also, what do I need parts-wise to adjust the rear toe? It appears to be a solid link at the moment. It's not a solid link. It's a grub screw with some plastic spaces on. If you can adjust the toe by removing one of the ends, taking the spaces out, and then you can change the length of the link to adjust the toe. Or ideally, get yourself a turnbuckle set, and then it makes it super easy to make adjustments.
Turnbuckle sets in stock. Do not be tempted to use pincers, pliers, mole grips, or anything on the grub screw, because you will destroy it, and then you lose your adjustment.
Yep. Okay. Jason Shrine has asked, what do you guys recommend for motor and gear setup for the new RRXD? I'm fairly new in the RC drift game, but getting better rather quickly. I'm running a AccuVance Dual BS 10.5. Yep. I recommend an AccuVance Dual BS 10.5. or one of the new overdose motors, which I'd imagine will be pretty awesome.
Which is basically AccuVance.
You could also run the Lux on KG, no problem.
Yeah.
But essentially, for rear-wheel drive, you want the smoothest motor you can possibly get, and they are the smoothest motors that you can possibly get.
Yeah.
As for gearing, I am running the standard 74 tooth spur with a 28 tooth pinion currently. I'm running a lot of boost and a lot of turbo. I do generate a bit of heat, but that is mostly down to the boost and the turbo because I haven't changed my settings since I got the car because it drives awesome. So I'm currently running four-wheel drive settings on my rear-wheel drive in terms of ESC and motor.
It's all the same.
And it's ace. Next part of his question is, do you also need any wheel weight rings in the front and or rear? I am currently running gold weights in the rear. I don't think I've got any in the front currently, but I might do. I had some in, but I've changed my wheels around and I cannot remember.
What I will say is you do not need them. They are a tuning option. They're helpful.
I would say as standard, when you're setting up a rear-wheel drive car, just put some weights in the front wheels because it does help. Makes it easier to set the car up.
Settings are the difficult part on rear-wheel drive. So
yeah, essentially having the weight in the front wheels keeps the momentum, and when you're on tight turns, it makes it less likely to slow down and stop and spin the car.
Yeah.
It's not essential. When your car's tuned properly, you shouldn't need them, but when you're first getting to grips with the chassis, it will be helpful to do
Absolutely.
that. Yeah. Okay, next location. Let's go.
Are there all questions?
Yeah, and there's more.
Oh shit.
Okay, Stephen Leaguewater has said,
Hi, Stephen.
What do you guys think of the new chassis from MST, the Triple XR, the Triple X Rally, and the Scalar? We've kind of already answered those today and last week. But
interesting.
Next part of the question is, do you prefer them to keep the focus on drifting instead of going for a larger group of customers? I prefer them to do whatever it takes to make the business thrive so they can continue making drift parts.
That's a good answer.
That's my logic.
I'm fine with it because actually, without everybody knowing the backstory from MST, like how it came about and who owns it and who runs it, they've very much been developing their expertise in drifting, which is now, obviously a very high level.
Yeah.
So these are the sorts of things they're already experienced in. So I'd expect very good results right from the outset.
Yeah,
to be honest.
For me, as long as they keep producing drift stuff, I'm happy for them to do whatever they want to do. Yeah. I think knowing the way that they work, they will probably have additional people working on these new products rather than taking them off the drift side of things. So,
and also, I mean, it's one of those things where if people become aware of the MST brand through crawling or through rallying or racing, more people drifting, then they'll just go, oh, well, they make drift stuff. Well, I'll try that too because they're, the products that they make for whatever I'm doing are good anyway.
It's got a final part to his question, and that is, do you think there'll be more coming from them, like buggies, truggies, and bodies? Yes, if it all goes well and if people react well to them, if people buy these new items that they're creating, then they'll continue making them. If nobody buys them, it's not worth it for them, is it?
Yeah,
it's basic business, really. But I would imagine that people will buy them because I would imagine they're going to be very good.
Yeah,
MST don't release bad products.
Nope,
never have.
I'm trying to think of one.
Nope.
There are products like wheels. Some wheels I don't like. That doesn't really count because they're not bad quality.
That's just a design thing.
Yeah.
And you don't like the full size one. But they're based on
that's
stuff.
True. Yeah.
Anyway, next question. Tom Hampton. Gyro position,
Tom?
front, middle, or rear? What do you prefer and why?
Experiment.
I'm with Mitto Experiment. I run mine in the middle currently on my RRX. I find that's a compromise. Essentially, if you run it up front, it's a bit quicker to respond.
I think also it potentially depends on the surface that you run on.
And, I've been looking at your settings on the gyro massively.
Well, yeah, I've been looking at a lot of the Japanese guys, and Hikotech, which is super slippery. Those guys are running their gyros low and at the front, like as low as they can get it in the chassis, right at the front. But then the D-Light guys are running it sort of 2/3, a third down the chassis, as high as they can get it. And then the Tabe guys are running the gyro right at the back. I think it entirely depends on the surface and the style of.
But I also think it's very much a case of you can run it wherever you want to run it, and then use the settings on the gyro to suit you as well.
Yeah.
So you could make a gyro work anywhere.
Effectively, yeah.
I'm yet to see anybody run it right at the extremes in front of the axle or behind the axle, but I don't know why you ever would, to be perfectly honest.
You could try it.
Ben Clinton, am I going to win this month's rear-wheel drive comp with bugger all practice? No, you are not. Practice makes perfect, but give it a good go.
Try anyway. It's only for fun.
Yeah. Andy Brunton has asked, can you tell me how the hell I update my Accuvance Tashion area? Bring it to me. Is the easiest way of doing it.
Yeah.
It's way too complicated to explain on a quick Q&A. Mike Cannon. I read this question last night. I think this is quite an interesting question. That's relatively easy to answer for me. He said, at track surface, do harder surfaces like concrete provide an experience closer to full-size drifting, and why? I don't believe they do. They just slow the speed down. So you can drive with more realism because you have more time to react and more time to...
See, I think realism is relative. Because technically you could make it, if you slow, you have to slow it down to a scale speed, but realism is in the driving.
Yeah.
And effectively a slipperier surface makes it harder to simulate the realism.
Yeah. Because you've got to create the grip.
Finer control. Yeah. Which is why carpet's an easy surface. It's a surface people to learn on. Because it's easy to generate that rear grip, like the rear korogashi, the tobashi and all these techniques. It's just easier to do on carpet.
Yep.
Whereas if we went to paint it, like a painted surface like Hikotech is so hard. Even making your car move is a bit of a task. And the guys there are running rear-wheel drive and they're utterly ridiculous and it looks absolutely real. But when they first started, it looked ropey.
Yeah.
It was all over the place.
We need to move on. Next question from Perry. Having just watched the Driftworks film Outsiders, what was Mitto thinking with that moustache, and will it make a comeback?
It was Movember.
It was, and we all had stupid moustaches.
And we all had stupid moustaches, and it just so happened that we were filming in Japan at the time. And if you noticed when I was at Mayhem in the last scenes of the film, I'd shaved my moustache.
Because it was the start of December.
I actually went to the convenience store and bought nail scissors. They were the only scissors they had. Jesus. And trimmed it slowly with nail scissors. It took forever. It was a pain in the ass. But it was like 1st of December then, and I was allowed to shave off my moustache. And Al Clark went nuts at me. He was like, "You destroyed my continuity." It's like, "It's fine, Al. We just have to put this at the end." So we did.
Right, next question. From Mike again. When scoring a competition, what things do you look for? Line, realism, variety of techniques.
Speed, line, angle, style, technique.
My advice is come and do a competition and you'll learn a lot. Because we explain it all in the driver's briefing.
It's fun. If you're smiling, you'll get more points. If you're miserable and you are up against us, then we will judge you fairly, but we won't judge you.
We'll judge you like this.
Yeah. We'll frown at you.
Actor.
Right, Actor.
What does IFS stand for and any actual benefits other than more luck? Yes, there's loads. IFS is inboard front suspension.
So it's not intravenous fertile strap-on.
Jesus Christ. No, it's not. No, it's not. Basically, it gives you lots of adjustments. It means you can adjust your... This probably helps if I turn this around. You can adjust the ride height via the turnbuckles down here, as well as via the adjustable damper caps that I'm running, as well as via the preload. So you can actually dial in and really fine-tune your ride height
But actually,
without affecting your
adjusting
springs.
those
You can massively...
turnbuckles on the front effectively is like adjusting your spring rates as well, because you're adjusting the strength of the actuation.
Adjusting the position does that, yeah. So that was my next point: is you can really fine tune how the damper works, and how the spring gets its grip, and you're also moving your center of gravity. You're also moving lots of different things that basically make it work very different. You can also change the position of the IFS. You can put damper extensions on. You can do everything you can do with normal dampers in a new position. So you have a huge range of adjustment. You also end up with more clearance as well for bodies.
Yeah.
On some chassis, not necessarily all of them, depending on your positions.
Additionally,
you can change your leverage points.
it looks cool.
Yeah,
I think that is one of the coolest looking front ends on a chassis that there is. It just looks
I think
crazy.
It's awesome looking. And it's, the only thing that disappoints me is that we don't have some stainless screws.
Oh God, not this
length.
again. Order some.
I need to. It's not important.
Okay.
Next question from Akhtar is, when will the OMG combos be back in stock? Probably about a week or two. We're getting on that ASAP. So you covered tires last week, but no mention of arc angle tires. That's because they're discontinued. They are essentially the same shape as GA26.
Yeah.
So
no,
they're very slightly different shape, but they're essentially the same. What are the compound tires when they have no markings on them? That is hardest.
Hardest. Yeah.
You
put the big smiley face.
Akhtar, because he's asked about 30 questions.
Oh, okay.
In your experience, what's the best weight distribution front to rear on CS and rear-wheel drive chassis?
Whatever feels nice.
Yes, generally 50-50-ish.
Yeah.
For rear-wheel drive, at the moment with the current style, it's very fractionally rear biased. Not huge. 55%.
You're talking
rear.
anywhere. Yeah, you're talking anywhere between 50-55%. So either 50-50 or 55, 56.
I'm personally not a fan of front bias chassis.
Yeah.
But that's current trends, and that might change in a couple of years.
For a while, I was running 58% rear.
Yeah. Well, my Triple X used to run 54% rear.
Yeah.
That was me feeling very happy.
For relative information, for a full-size car, generally between 53 and 54% front bias is pretty typical. Sylvia's Skylines, RX-7s.
Next question, again from Akhtar, is you spoke of upgrading radio systems a few weeks back. I don't have Samurai money, but what would be the next step up from Fly Sky? And if you just...
Saving money for a Samurai.
If you keep talking for just a moment.
We have something called an MXV. Which is, well, the MXVs run at 90 quid-ish, which are decent. If you didn't want to go Samurai, then Futaba 4PL would probably be the next step.
I'd probably just save your money.
Save your money, MT4S. It's the best controller out there for the money.
Got a blade.
Quite fast. No, are you opening Samurai? Is that what's happening?
Oh, there's no MXV in here. There's supposed to be MXV.
Oh.
Never mind.
Oh, well. Jay was going to show you an MXV, but apparently that hasn't arrived. That's an MXV box.
They've just sent us all of the MXVs and stacked them up.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
That would be funny. It wouldn't. I'd be pissed. I want what's in that box.
He's also said, any chance of highlighting topics in the info section of previous Waffle Time videos for quick reference? We kind of do that, but it's in the sentence format. I could make it a list if that's easier. That's probably easier. I'll do that from now on. But yeah, that's all good. And he's not watching live. He says he'll have to watch later. So hello later.
We should charge him for this. This is basically like private time he's setting up.
Okay, Adam Marcroft, will you be stocking the MST CMX? We answered that last week. Yes, probably. Don't know any info on pricing. We don't know anything to talk about.
Just for the Marcroft, so I say, all right, mate. 20p.
Next question. Tim Ansel has said, rear diffuser pros and cons. Why don't either of you run them? Rear diffuser adds a bit of weight to the back. It allows you to add more weight to the back.
Hang on, I can answer this very quickly. Why don't we run them? You can't. I can't.
I could on the RMX, but I
True.
preferred a bumper because of the way my body sat. Picking the car up from the back of the chassis, which is how I always pick the car up from the track,
Yes.
was a little bit awkward, and you had to find the gap between the
Yeah,
diffuser
like
and the
Hook
rear
some
arm.
fingers into it.
And I couldn't be bothered, so I took it off, and it's just one of those things. I also
It's just a fun thing, and some bodies it suits, and some it doesn't.
I've also ran diffusers for a long time, so it's nice to have a change and take them off for a bit. I've still got them, I still own them, and they will come back on at some point, guaranteed. Just don't know when. Tim's also said, I'm in need of a new LED light kit, but holding out for the AccuVance kit you mentioned. Any release date on that? It'll be early September, so not that long. Basically, they're available now, but only with Japanese instructions, and this is one product I would not want without English instructions because I have a feeling that it has the potential to be very complicated, and just it's not worth the extra couple of weeks you can save at all.
I am excited.
Yes, and I will be running LEDs for the first time in many years.
Yes.
Well, first time consistently for many years. Phil Neal has asked,
Phil?
He said, how are you both? I'm very good, thank you, Phil.
I'm a little bit sleepy, but I'm happy because I have the box on the counter.
On my MS, I'm running the standard spare, probably 88 and 26 pinion. I'm finding it fails on certain body shells. What size pulley and motor gear, spare and pinion, would you recommend? I could try it, and have you got them in stock? I would say it's a funny one because I can't remember whether this will mesh, but we did a little check earlier, and basically it's an 85-25. Will give you the same FDR, so the car should drive very similar.
Yeah. But you can drop that to an 84, and still you'll be running 6.7 or something.
Yeah,
like that.
Essentially it's 6.8 FDR, a standard.
But if you want to find out for yourself, go on the App Store and find the CS calculator.
Assuming you have an iPhone. It's currently not one.
iPhone, man. What the hell is that thing? LG, they make kettles.
Do they?
They make kettles and toasters, and
they make really good TVs.
Like, not when you've got Sony. Sony gets.
Anyway, next question is from Matt Townsend. With the World's booking coming up, announced last night, any thoughts on getting Team UK organised and up to speed? It's really difficult because we try every year, and it ends up that people go off and do their own thing anyway.
Yeah.
And you end up with the Oakmay guys running themselves, and then this year we also had Warren and Tom doing their own thing, and essentially we offer help. If people don't want it, they don't want it.
It would be cool though, because it looks pretty impressive, and it's nice to see, like, when you're out there, and you see, one country all running the same shells
and
the same
hanging out together and having a good time.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Like
and
the Germans
the
this year,
animosity and all that shit. That's brilliant. So
like the Germans this year and the Norwegians in 2013.
Yeah.
When everyone was running team bodies and stuff.
And the Italians have done it.
And the French.
And the French came up with some sick bodies. Yep. So it looks super cool.
Very cool.
I would very much like to see that. And it is not a solo
All right, Tammy's watching.
It's
hi, buddy.
We're all from the UK. Let's go and represent our country thing.
Yeah,
Who's watching?
Actor. He said he couldn't watch, but he said he is.
He's full of tricks.
Yep. He's a fibber, man. He's a fibber. He's trying to trick us. Right. Next question. Josh has asked, Knuckle Trail, how does it affect the car?
It can move the knuckle back or forwards. It's kind of like, oh man, it's a difficult one to explain. It's kind of like caster, if you want to look at it in a very simplistic sense. It's like caster on the knuckle, but not on the.
And it's also a bit more dynamic.
Yeah,
because it changes through rotation and suspension.
Yeah,
compression.
Exactly.
I haven't played too much with it yet, to be perfectly honest, because I managed to put some settings on that just make my car drive ace. So I'm a bit reluctant to play with it loads, but I plan to.
I mess with it a lot, and there is no set.
Well, I know Mark Bennett was here a couple of Saturdays ago, and he put the AKM knuckles on his RMX, and me and him were both working on our Ackerman settings and stuff at the same time, and he put trail on and was blown away by it. I cannot remember what he said. It did, but it's something I'll probably try at some point this weekend, maybe on Sunday.
It kind of affects your bite down. Like on four-wheel drive.
The thing you have to remember as well is it also adjusts the steering link height.
Yeah.
you're moving the position of that, so you can really tweak your bump steer as well. You can.
Well, it means you can create a lot of problems as well as solve.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, just get some and try some ridiculous stuff, and then go back to more sort of thoughtfully approached stuff.
Yeah.
From there.
Andy Bob has asked, will my clip be in the comp?
Andy Bob. Will his what?
Will his clip be in the comp? I don't know what it is because I haven't driven with Andy Bob for ages.
His clip?
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Oh, his clipping point over there. We don't discuss that till the day, Andy Bob. You know the rules. Some people were in here the other day saying, I think the start line's going to be here. Where's the start line going to be, Mitto? My answer was silence.
Yep.
So yeah, we don't discuss anything to do with the comp until it's the comp, because it's not fair on people who are traveling distances.
That, and also we kind of set we've set the final line and stuff on the day because it depends on the level of drivers that are competing on that day. There's no point in setting a super hard line if most of the people entering are actually fairly new to competitions. There's also no point in setting a super easy line if everyone's expert level. So we try and wait till the day, judge how everyone's driving in the morning, and then we set the line. Generally, we come up with it about an hour before the driver's briefing. We know where it's roughly going to be, but we fine tune it at the last minute. Yep. Perry said, "Good waffle, fellas. Much better than work."
Thanks.
Don't get sacked.
This is work.
But I think that's kind of us out of questions, which I think is pretty good timing because it is 12 o'clock.
Really?
Yep.
Out of questions?
I'm being spammed by somebody, so I'm not going to add that one.
Who's that?
I have no idea, but it's spam.
She looks pretty.
Anyway.
Fucking stupid.
One question we do have, and actually this is a good thing for feedback, is we have the option to have a much better quality stream if we do this from my house, because the internet connection is 100 times better.
You talk about streams. I'm going to show people stuff.
Just hope it's not the wrong one. Basically, yeah, we can do this from my house, and that will be. Can you just like not make too much noise? As in, not what you're doing right now. Okay. I'm actually trying to get genuine feedback. Yeah, we need to decide if we're going to do this from my house, where I get about 10 times the internet connection, so 10 times the picture quality and sound potentially. It also means we can do a lot more in terms of multiple cameras and graphics and images and all that sort of thing. Basically, we can do an actual good quality stream, but it does mean that we might be a little bit later opening the track on a Friday. It does also mean that we may not have everything to hand if we've forgotten to take every single part with us. It's up to you guys. We can do it wherever.
I'm doing this quietly.
Just a bit of feedback. You can now go loud and just fast because I'm done. But yeah, leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. If the picture quality is a problem, let us know.
I'm excited about this.
I'm intrigued by this. We need to go fast.
Ooh.
We need to go fast, or we need to stop the stream.
It's coming. Got them. Just you can open that.
Fast. Where's the blade?
I need the blade back. I think people might have worked out what it is.
It's a hamster cage.
Blade. This is what I look
blade.
like on Christmas morning. I had to order those. Do you just smell them?
Got you, man.
Do you think they smell of pineapple or
No,
something?
let's know the materials.
What's the material?
Not metal.
Oh God, look at this.
The rustling is not a nice noise. Sorry, people. Especially if you're wearing headphones.
I have to hold it. Oh crap.
No, just pick it up.
No, actually, because you don't want to put fingerprints on it because they'll leave marks at a late stage. But I'm going to have to wash it.
It's an exhaust manifold, man. It's not a show car.
No. This is not just an exhaust manifold.
No, this is not.
This is a Powercraft manifold. Holy crap! Look at it, man.
Do you know what we can do? We can do the multicam setup with the little crappy webcam.
Oh man, this is the bomb.
There we go. Where's the move your hand? It's
Powercraft Japan, and these are handmade, like for each customer. Look at the spring clamps. That's serious gear. And then there's the lambda flange. Look, it's welded from the inside.
I'm stuck. I can't reach that far.
Well, there's the lambda thing, and there's, oh man, look at it. Oh, the little strengthening brackets and everything are amazing.
It's pretty nice. Well done.
This is the most expensive manifold I have ever ordered.
How much was your manifold?
It depends what customs and excise charge me. Hopefully not too much, but I'm super stoked with that.
That's pretty cool. Right, anyway, let's get back to normal.
Yeah.
Normal service.
That is ridiculous. Not make you want a Corolla more.
Kind of.
You do already, just so you can have one of those. Look at it.
I need to know the price because this just gets added onto the price.
So far, £850.
So, £1,300 by the time you pay all the bills.
Do you know how much power I'm going to get from this?
None.
I may take a little step closer back to having the power it started with when it was standard.
If you revved it properly.
Yeah.
If you up your rev limit.
But once I've done this, I'm going to make an exhaust and then get it mapped again. And I've got, you know, just whatever. I've got some Tech Arts, polyurethane.
I'm really disappointed there's no Tech Arts stickers.
I know, I'm proper pissed off.
I would have stolen them before you saw them.
Is that, how the hell did you get that bush on? It's got no split in it.
It does.
It does now.
Anyway, let's wrap this up so we can move on.
But they're machined.
Of course they are.
Wow. Back to Mazeballs. I've got stuff that I'm really happy with.
Anyway.
Some sort of letter.
Do you know what sucks for you? When are you going to get this fitted?
I could do that when I go home. It's easy. Do you know how long it took me to take the manifold off last time I took it off?
I didn't even know you'd taken it off.
I did. And because it's on spring clamps there, like next time I do it, if this is on or I need to change it, it will take less than 5 minutes. It's really easy.
Fair enough.
The only thing that's pain in the butt is the lambda flange. It's even been deburred inside and everything. That's amazing.
Because it's a good quality exhaust, man.
That is the quality exhaust.
Yeah, there.
So anyway,
let's
that
get
was Waffle Time.
Waffle Time with Powercraft.
We've been, and Tech Arts.
And Tech Arts.
And Tech Arts are super rare. So yeah, sorry we got distracted and carried away with things, but you know, I've got a Powercraft. I'm really happy. That's taken me a long time to save up for and a long time to get.
This is the first thing you've bought for your car that I'm jealous of. It's
pretty amazing. So yeah, like and favorite this shit, become a Powercraft manifold today, and hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. It just means that we can do more stuff with YouTube and things. I don't know. He knows about computers.
Well, essentially, if you subscribe, the more subscribers we have, the more reason we have to make videos.
Yeah. There you go.
Simple as that. If we know that
it's motivation.
If we know we're going to make a video and 100,000 people will see our video, we'll make that video as quick as we possibly can. If 500 people might see it and maybe watch it, then it's a little bit less incentive because it's a lot of time to put.
I think if there was more Powercraft in it, then everybody would watch. I could
should we just grab that end?
I could
put
do
it towards the camera. I don't want to do this because I don't want to drop it.
What we're showing?
Just put it right to the camera so I can get a thumbnail screenshot of like. Yeah. See if I can get more people to click on the video.
Great.
There we go. There's the screenshot.
Oh, that's the one. Look at that.
Anyway, bye for now, people. We're done.